This is the 3-2 call, third Tuesday in the month, and it happens to be the month of November. We're excited to have you on with us. We are joined today by founder and board member, Mr. Gordon Morton. How you doing, Gordon?
Very well, Dave. Thanks for inviting me.
We are so excited to have these calls because this is the Get Growing call. The first Tuesday of the month, we have the Get Going. And that's for everybody who is sponsoring and bringing in new customers and new distributors who really want a basic introduction to who XANGO is, who XALO is, what we're about, what we represent, what we have as our vision for our future. And this is the third Tuesday call, which we call Get Growing, because we're building our business. We have specific tips and tricks, how to get your business going. We're talking today about some statistics. Use these stats as you talk about your business. Talk about what great things are happening. These are validation points to let you know, to let everybody know we're fired up, we're rolling into a holiday season that some people say, but you can't grow much during a holiday season. Well, the fall hits and people get a little bit they get claustrophobic, they want to go inside. Well, we got some stats and data that do not support those theories. Our theories are talking about activity, sponsoring, enrolling, advancing. And we've got some great news to share about that. Let's jump right in. My name is Dave Webb, by the way. I've been lucky to work with XANGO for 10 years now. Gordon came over and gave me a personal hug. I think even one of those personal hugs was represented on Facebook.
I posted it.
I appreciate that, Gordon.
Dave.
But we laugh about it, so it can't be too awkward if we're that happy.
Dave thinks he owns the awkward human face, so I felt responsible to awkward.
You are within your boundaries, my good sir. Let's jump right into some statistics. This is going to take just a couple of minutes. We want you to know where we stand with signups, and a lot of this can be traced right back to the triplication sensation. We're rewarding the activity that is building your business. So as part of that, obviously, we've got some great news. Signups in the U.S. and Canada, just in the past month, are already up more than 35%.
Closer to 40.
Almost 40%.
You're marketing and you are down.
I want to underpromise and then overdeliver.
All right.
I want to.
It's like a 37.8.
You're right.
That's closer to 40.
You're right. We're approaching 100% growth. Too much marketing. My bad. But yes, almost 40% growth up in signups for the U.S. and Canada. So congratulations. Other markets are doing similarly well. We're proud of you. We're excited for you. We have some great qualifiers who have already qualified now. The first wave of qualification has just happened for the black or white promo, and that first wave means that those who qualified as Premier and above in August, September, and October, there are 68 of you already qualified for the black or white promotion. Again, this is for an evening at the Michael Jackson show. I think the show is called One, and it plays, I think, at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, and we'll be there a couple of days before the beginning of the convention, XANGO Rush next September. So congratulations to the first 68 qualifiers. We are ready to just fill that place with XANGO Premier. So don't think of it as an opportunity missed. This is an opportunity announced. Get yourselves to Premier, hold it for 3 months, and we'll celebrate you at the black or white promotional event in September next year. Rock of Ageless, you've heard about that promotion. We're going to take you to a different great show. This is for all 20Ks who have reached or held 20K, but also if you have advanced within 20K to the newly announced 30K or 40K. If you don't have a lot of information on that, check with your sponsor and your upline, or look at XANGO.com. We have a program called XANGO Bravo, where we celebrate, we cheer, we applaud, and we recognize that great activity. So again, if you are a 20K, if you've hit 20K since August, and you advanced even with, so let's say you were already a 20K, you could requalify as a 20K or advance in those points to being a 30K or a 40K. 43 of those businesses are now qualified for Rock of Ageless. This is the first possible month to qualify. 43 are already in. I think they're going to be nervous for seating capacity at the Rock of Ageless show, and that's the best kind of nervous to be, by the way. All right, so with those stats just in your back pocket, just tell your people that we're growing and it's exciting, and there's room for them to grow with us. This is not, you'll find very few contests or promotions at XANGO where only the first X number of people qualify. We want to make it so that as many people as possible can qualify. One of those exceptions happens to be today. We'll get to that with Gordon in a moment. But let's talk really quickly about the triplication sensation. We are just over halfway through November, and already more than 50 businesses have qualified in the triplication sensation. That's sponsoring 3 new distributors with an initial order of 100 PV in their first order. More than 50 already. We're just barely halfway through the month. We have people who will accomplish that for 6 months. If you do that 6 times between now and next August 31st, this is cool. We're going to have special recognition for you at the XANGO Rush Convention. So if you can do that for 6 months, I've got somebody lined up right now. Her name's Linda, and I hope Linda's coming on in a second. I'm sorry, I just panicked Adam, who's ready to push all the right buttons, but he's about 10 to 30 seconds away. So really quickly, Linda already has 3 of those months down. How many have there been so far, Gord?
3.
And Linda's qualified how many?
3.
So she's basically on the right track to being ready for that special recognition at convention next year. But really quickly, another 10 people have already earned what we call the Holiday Hundreds. So that is, for a quick refresher, if you sign up for every 3 new distributors you sign up. So basically, for every time you accomplish the triplication sensation, we're going to give you $100. If they have an initial order of 100 PV and you do that 3 times, we'll send you 100. Do it 3 more times, we'll give you another 100. Sadly, there's a maximum of 5 times. So sadly, you can only grow your business by 15 new distributors to earn the $500 we're making available. And again, this is in addition to standard power start commissions, unilevel checks that come later on, the growth and depth of volume of your business. So all these things are just saying thank you to you. We call it the Holiday Hundreds. For every 3 of those you sponsor, you can get $100 from XANGO, and it really comes at a great time of year. So without any further ado, I want to introduce Linda Frank. She's a 5K. She and her husband Melvin have 5 kids, and they live in the outskirts of Virginia, or in the beautiful towns near Virginia. I can't remember the exact city right now, but I've been there, and it's lovely. And so are Linda and Melvin. And we're excited because Linda, like we said, not only has she done this 3 months in a row, minimum of 3 personally sponsored with an initial order of 100, 3 months in a row. She is doing this after only really being in the business, really involved for a little over a year. Now, she's been a juice drinker before. We love these stories of people who said, yeah, I drank the juice, did some good for me, finally realized what the compensation plan meant, and I went to work. Well, Linda is still going to work. But again, she's a mother of 5. She homeschools, I think, 3 of them. She's got all the activity, and basically she's got all the reasons to stop working that anybody can throw at you, but Linda says, no, thank you. I will accept the challenge, and I'm going to roll with my business. So, Linda, if you're there, give us a shout. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Muchas gracias, señor. Thank you, Dave.
You're welcome, Linda. She is also learning Spanish so she can expand south of the border with her business. That's her commitment to her business also. So, Linda, thanks for being with us. Really quickly, tell us one of the secrets, if we can call it that. What's a tactic you use as you roll out your business? You're bringing in 3 new customers, 3 new distributors in a 1-month period. Tell us how that works for you. What do you target? What is your technique?
Well, first of all, thank you, Dave. First things first, thank you for these great calls. I've been the recipient of the many, many people's interviews on this and taking notes, being a student of the business and learning from these calls so I can walk away with some knowledge and little nuggets. I'm so honored and to be asked to be on these calls. So just wanted to share a little bit because I learned a lot of what I do in networking is from Tom and Carol Ferrier. They're our leaders. They're multi-million-dollar earners. So I try to be the student of the business. So there's no really secret, actually. Just come on board and just be willing to humble yourself to learn from the experts. And Tom has taught me this. 95% of prospecting is attitude. And your attitude determines your altitude. So I'm always listening to positive information. I just saw Joe Morton's Positive Ends 5th edition. I watch his videos all the time just so I'm positive when I'm out there sharing the opportunity, sharing the amazing product and the results people can get from their health.
I love it.
So I start with the premise that XANGO is a gift. So I'm just giving away when I share it, but I share with a positive aspect because I'm so confident what I have my hands on. I'm so confident what it did for my health. So it's so easy for me to talk to others about either the business or the product side, Dave.
Okay, let's do this, Linda. We talked this morning to give ourselves a little background. Let's say you're approaching me as someone you know that I have a product need. I love how you talk about we want to establish what is their why, what is their interest, what is the level that you want to approach them with, whether it's business or product. Let's pretend right now we've skipped all of that and we're going right to I am a probable product needer or product user. How would you talk to me?
Well, first of all, I would ask you, I would honor you as opposed to just bombard you with information. I would ask you if you're open for more information. That's just a simple little phrase right there, just asking someone, are you open for more information? And they say, oh, yes, absolutely. I said, well, what is the mode of communication better for you? Is it an email or you prefer text? Can I text you a video? And I'm on the XANGO University that's put together by Collie Butler, the amazing Collie, my 500K. XANGO University has a lot of great tools on there. So now what I do is I connect them to information, videos of Dr. Templeman and just more product information. I would definitely link them to a giftfromus.com. It's part of the XANGO University feature. That's amazing. It makes my life so much easier now just out there networking. So I provide more information by asking.
Hold on, Linda. Let me jump in really quick. We do love all the systems that are out there. We want to be really careful that we're not promoting a single specific system. There are great things out there. We love Sandy probably as much as anybody you will know. I have given her my favorite restaurant in Las Vegas, and we shared that brotherhood and sisterhood. But beyond that, these are some great tactics you're talking about. Well, first thing, ask if you can send them more information. Would you be open to receiving more information? And then the information you send can come from a system, can come from XANGO.com. Our social media has some great feeds with some very simple videos. We've talked about the X book, that tool that has the 7 or 8 built-in videos, and these are great ways to share information. We've got Joe's story as a video. Some of these are available online as well. So when you talk about sending someone a link, I love that because you're asking first permission, can I send you some more information? And then your follow-up is, how would you like that? Well, can I send you an email? Can I send you a disk? Can I send you a thumb drive? Can I send you a link? So I love that part. So now let's talk about the business side. Let's say you've heard me, maybe we're in the same neighborhood and our kids go to the same school, and you heard me say, man, school is really expensive this semester. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Hit me, Linda. What you got?
Well, first of all, again, I would ask them more information if they would like more information what my husband and I are doing. Of course, we have a sideline business, and I share with them that it's helping us pay for private education for our kids. Would they like more information? Always ask if they want more information. And if they open that door and say, yes, I would, and of course I would ask them what mode of information or communication would they like, text or email. So that, and then I would follow up and ask if they would like to sit down with me and talk a little bit about the opportunity. So it's always starting out asking.
Yeah, I think we call it permission-based marketing, where you ask someone, how can I serve you? And then when they give you an opening, you say that I will honor that and I will come at you with some text. And like you say, you don't want to bombard them. I love that concept of honoring and respecting their time and their interest level by only providing at least what they're asking for, but not really too much more, going at their pace. I love it. Any closing thoughts, Linda?
Oh, yeah, when I'm prospecting, I'm not out there doing it alone. I'm out there with me and Dale Carnegie talking to folks because in his books, How to Win Friends and Influence People, he's always talking about ask and talk about other people's interests, or he does a whole chapter to smile. And so I'm doing what Dale Carnegie teaches me. So it's all the books that I read, positive mental attitude books, and listening to wonderful CDs, plug it in, listen to Joe Morton talks and positive in. It's all that. It's the attitude that I have when I'm out talking, that I'm not afraid sharing something so positive in my life. And so it makes it really easy for me to share XANGO opportunity or product, Dave, if that helps anyone out there.
If that helps anyone. Linda, that's a very humble way of putting it. That helps everyone out there. We love your attitude. We love your energy. And it's no wonder you're talking about sponsoring 3 people at a time and bringing them in and helping them. And at the same time, you're helping yourself grow your business. Thank you, Linda. We really appreciate that contribution.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Dave.
Absolutely. We'll give our best to Melvin and at least all 5 of those kids. Whenever I picture a lot of kids, it feels like 10 to 12. And I know it's only 5. Maybe it feels like 10 to 12 to you from time to time as well. So thinking about that great accomplishment of the triplication sensation, this goes back middle of September. We were on that call. Gordon had the brainchild. Here's what I'm going to throw out there. Who can do it? Boom. People started doing it. And then we created a pin. The actual pin says the number 3 on it. People get to wear that pin, and somebody's going to say, why do you have a 3 on your lapel? Or why does your blouse have the number 3 with a beautiful little flower next to it? Boom, it opens the door. People can ask questions. So, Gord, I want to throw it to you right now. I'm going to tease part of what you're going to talk about, because when we talked about that triplication sensation, the next round of that big reward available is what we're calling the grand holiday season. And if you could see my air quotes right now, everybody, the grand is in air quotes because that also represents a sizable sum of money to the tune of $1,000. And we have made that available to 20Ks and below who build 3 new not even new, 3 personally sponsored 1Ks. We're going to send the first 10 of you $1,000. We already have an accomplishment with that.
Wow, and it was fast.
It was fast.
So for those of you listening, and I know that this extends beyond the United States, and Canada, the English-speaking world of XANGO is beyond. But we've had a wonderful, passionate group from Trinidad and Tobago that listen to these calls, and I'm so proud to announce that within 3 days of us making this announcement recently about an additional $1,000 for the first person to sponsor 3 1Ks, Jacinta Nicholas from Trinidad and Tobago did it in 3 days.
3 days.
3 days. And those of you who are in Long Beach realize that the first person that took the challenge, John Francis, he took the challenge. Do you know he really activated with his XANGO distributorship in September? And I'm proud to tell you, he's a 20K. So, Jonathan Francis, a big air hug from all of us in Utah. By the way, if anybody listening does not know where Trinidad and Tobago is, Dave, you've been. What's your favorite food from Trinidad and Tobago?
Shark and bake.
Shark and bake. There's a little shout out to our wonderful folks in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you for your passion. And I have to point out, Jonathan, 20K since September? Wow. Congratulations.
Well, we just talked to Kelly really quickly. Jonathan is already enjoying the fruits of that with the rank advancement bonus and the Drive Your Own Dream bonus.
Correct.
So here we are. We're smacking him upside the head with reward after reward after reward.
And all of those rewards can come your way, too. I should point out to everybody listening. So it is the 3rd week of November. This is our 3rd Tuesday call, 3rd week of November. And if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, like sitting here, I realize that many people call in from New Zealand and Australia, South Africa, Tasmania. But for those of us on the northern side of the hemisphere, I should point out that the daylight is is getting shorter and shorter. We have very short days right now in this time of the year. And I need to point something out. For those of you who don't know me, I am a morning person. I am a guy that my wife once described as he gets up every day like he's about to walk out on stage. I wake up kind of energetic. I'm one of these kind of people. However, the daylight is shorter right now. It gets light later than it usually does. And I found myself recently doing something that maybe some of you have done. The alarm goes off, and instead of getting up, I hit the snooze. And then I've done something a couple of times recently where I hit the snooze again, which means I get double snooze, and it feels really good for a short period of time.
True confessions, Gord.
It is. I'm airing out a flaw. So, but suddenly when I've done that, I realized that I have actually set my day off where suddenly my kids we're fumbling to get them to carpool on time, and I didn't walk the dog before I go to work, so I come home and she's chewed a pair of my Merrills, my shoes, and so everything kind of snowballs. And in Long Beach, this kind of got me thinking. I was talking to Dave earlier about, in Long Beach, I was talking to one of our leaders in the leader meeting. I will not out who it was, but we were talking about the triplication sensation and the challenge. And they said that they hadn't started, but they had every intention to complete it. And in essence, they were kind of telling me that they were hitting the snooze button on their business. And if you're hitting the snooze button on your action plan on this triplication challenge, we have a couple of weeks left, and you may feel like you're chasing a running horse. But wait, I'm about to tell you something today that we can all do, and this will assure that we can have a super productive end of November. So I am going to issue a non-official challenge. There's no website. There's nothing. This is just me. This is a challenge for anyone out there that's passionate about their XANGO business and maximizing their potential, and I'm issuing something I'm calling the No Snooze Button Challenge. Here's how it goes. You ready for this? Okay. If you got a pen, you're welcome to write this down. Your alarm goes off in the morning. Instead of hitting the snooze button, you immediately roll. They say roll out of bed. I roll. I don't bounce out of bed. I kind of roll my feet onto the ground. Here's what you do. Your alarm goes off. You roll out of bed immediately, stand up, turn off your alarm, and then you greet the day. And here's how you're going to greet the day. You're going to take a deep breath, and you think to yourself, breathe in calm, breathe out anxiety. Now, this should take place within the first minute of your alarm going off. You stand up, breathe in calm, deep, big breath, breathe out anxiety. Now, what you've just done is given yourself an extra 20 minutes from the snooze button. So what are we going to do with that 20 minutes? Linda was excellent a few minutes ago talking about feeding your brain and how Tom and Carol Ferrier are passionate about this. So you just found 20 minutes. How are we going to maximize your end of November? How about this? Find a good personal development book, and all you're going to do is read a chapter or a few pages in the morning, and you'll see what a difference it's going to make to your end of November. So, no snooze button challenge. Now, people will say, well, the triplication challenge, why should I do the triplication challenge? And I'm going to give you the challenge to build your own why. Take a pen and write down 5 reasons why it's going to benefit you emotionally, it's going to motivate you, it's going to help your group, and look at those lists. Okay, these are your whys. People are like, why should I do this? This is your chance to create your why. I have a routine. I go to the gym in the morning, and I know all the reasons practically why I should go to the gym, right? Cardiovascular health, and of course, decrease my risk of here's the reason most men go to the gym. They just don't want to get man boobs, okay? That's why you go to the gym. I want my wife to be reminded of why she married me years ago. And that may sound shallow and self-centered, but that's a why. And get yourself a passionate why as to you need to complete this triplication challenge. So, for those of you who are listening to the sound of my voice, I will quote Nike. Just do it. Leadership is action. It's not position. You can tell your people in your group that it's very important for them to sponsor, and we all know that that's one of those bellwether indicators of the health of your group. You can tell your group till you're blue in the face, and don't be surprised when they don't do it. But here's the thing. If you sponsor, you will be surprised pleasantly at the fact that your group will sponsor. I said this on the first call about this. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You have to create the thirst. You have to show your folks through example that this is one of those things that you do to create a healthy, robust organization. Now, I am going to finish up, Dave, with kind of an announcement that I just got the thumbs up to talk about. You're going to see more information in the future, but for those of you listening to the sound of my voice, again, it's the 3rd week of November right now we're talking, and I'm here to tell you that in January, a publication that many of you that have been in this industry for a while are familiar with, Network Marketing Business Journal, used to be called Moneymakers Monthly, will feature XANGO on their front page as their company of the month with a wonderful story to do with it. I think that's going to be a heck of a way to kick off 2015. And the other thing that I will point out is that if you're familiar with magazines, when they do an article like this, you can buy reprints. And I got the number too. If we will formalize this with information on the website and whatnot, but you will be able to get copies of this, including leads, if you're so interested. Now we'll point this out, just like some of the other tools that were talked about on this call. These would be amazing worker bees that you could put to work for you in early 2015 to get your business turbocharged. We've got a challenge that will take us through the end of 2014 here, and then we are going to kick off 2015 by throwing gasoline on our recruiting fire that we have created here. So, all right, I think I'm done, Dave, but I will reiterate, snooze button challenge. Everybody prick your fingers and make a blood oath with you and your spouse and your group that you are going to not hit the snooze button for the rest of November. You are going to roll out of bed, breathe in calm, breathe out anxiety, start your day with feeding your brain with something positive. I guarantee you'll finish the month strong.
Gordon.
Thank you.
Brings it every time. Thank you, Gord. I'm excited now to not press my snooze button, which I could not have said at the beginning of this call.
You need to take this challenge, too.
I'm ready. I'm in.
All right.
Count me all in. Thanks, Gordon, for that, and thanks to Linda. Let me close up with a couple of really quick information pieces. We have something online, and again, we're going to refer to a lot of what we do on our XANGO Facebook page, on XANGO.com, on our social media pages, and if you call 1-877-GO-XANGO, all of this information should be perpetuating, and everybody's going to support each other with the same pieces of information. But I want you to know you can learn about the XANGO holiday deals. The play on words that we came up with here in the middle part of the state of Utah. The holiday deals. These are special deals that we're making available during the holidays, and they are a great introduction to XANGO products. You can use them as building your stash or your stockpile of samples to share and to give out, but check our information, check XANGO.com and social media. Now, we're going to have early release information coming out next week. I'll just say, or it could be even start sooner, but we're not going to make really heavy pushes on these holiday deals because we don't, people don't need to worry about that right now. But you will find that information first on XANGO social media, so that's a great place to be plugged in. And by the way, the first 10 who buy into some of these products, we will have a special book by Robert Kiyosaki, who is keynote speaker at the next year's XANGO Rush Convention. We're going to give 10 people one of his books as a thank you for being early on those adoptions of the XANGO holiday deals. Now, some people have been asking about the Zalo Go Bar samples. The Zalo Go Bar, you may have heard, has been announced. It has not been introduced or launched, but the interest in it has just gone through the roof. Why can't we have 5,000 of them in my back pocket right now is a lot of the requests I'm getting from people. I was on a call with a group last night. Tell us about this. When do we get it? How much is it going to cost? What's in it? How many can I have? The reality is we are not even at the sample phase yet, but we will have a limited quantity of samples coming soon. They might be available as early as next week. Now again, today is did we say it's the 18th? We're on the 18th of November, so next week, around the 24th, Monday the 24th, through next week. Now again, we're looking at Orange Friday, is the Friday after the holiday, or the Thanksgiving holiday. But just bear in mind, keep your eyes on XANGO.com and XANGO in social media to find out when those Zalo Go Bar samples, again, let me emphasize, these are samples. They won't even have full branding. They're getting so early off the presses right now. But again, watch social media, XANGO.com, call 1-877-GO-XANGO, ask them for the information. The actual bars, the actual release of the bars in all their glorious quantities will be at the end of December, as we announced at the Long Beach event. We have planned on this being a December release, but thankfully people are impatient. They want the goodness, and they want the goodness now. Well, we're going to give you some goodness in the form of a sample. Again, limited quantities, folks. These will sell out. You have my word. These will sell out, and I'm guessing it will be within 72 hours of their launch. So heads up. Keep an eye on XANGO.com, XANGO at Facebook, and all those things. Again, limited availability of just the samples, and then the whole kit and caboodle comes out at the end of December. You're welcome to jump on board right then, too. Now, we're closing. Thank you to Linda Frank. Thank you to Gordon Morton. Thanks to all of you on this call. The hundreds of people. We just checked our total numbers. We're skyrocketing every time. We love the business-building mindset of the people on these calls. We remind you that in December, the first Tuesday call will be on Tuesday, the 2nd of December. That's again 4 p.m. Mountain Time, same number you called in on today. And that will be the basic fundamental introduction of XANGO to your new prospects, to people who have just joined. So if you're sponsoring or you have just signed up, get on that call. If you're not sponsoring, you don't need to be on that call. You need to be sponsoring. I'll just be very bold and say that right now. That call is for new people coming in to get the 20 to 25-minute introduction to what is XANGO and be on their merry way. If you are already in XANGO, you don't need to be on that call unless you're bringing somebody new. Charlie Emenecker had a lady named Carol last night who joined us. Love to hear. She signed up last week, joined in on John and Gina's call. I love things like that because it reinvigorates us. We feel that energy. We want to stay with you, stay current, and we will match your energy as far as we can. So thanks, everybody. Thanks to you, Gordon Morton.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, everyone, for dialing in.
And Adam, thanks for manning the booth behind the scenes. Adam, everybody on the screen, right, or wherever you are, give Adam a big cheer. Huzzah! 1, 2, 3, huzzah! Huzzah. Thank you, Adam. And thanks, everybody. We will talk to you again on Tuesday, December the 2nd, 4 p.m. Have a great night.